Chapter 6, Homecoming. After someone on the street actually saw Gray, the two of you rush back to your shop, still in shock. How is that possible? You're the medium here, you tell me. This has never happened before. How can you be sure? Well, I've never seen it, and I've been doing this for years. Gray looks down at his hands like it's the first time he's ever seen them. So, I am special. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm right here in front of you, a ghost that everyone can see. There's gotta be some logical explanation, something we've missed. But, as you look at him, there's no trace of blue aura you're so used to seeing, and you can't help but take a step forward. Reach for his hand. You reach out and try and grip his hand in yours, but you merely feel the same tingling sensation as before as your touch passes through him. Damn. The disappointment on his face tugs at your heartstrings, and you pull your hand back to rest against his. I'm sorry. I wish I knew what was happening to you. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Your heart races, and you swallow hard as his eyes bore on you. Then he smirks, and the tension dissipates. I mean, what else is a workaholic like you gonna do in your spare time? You take a step back to put some distance between you and him, even though you still feel the ghost of his touch on your skin. Well, this is going to complicate our investigation. Being invisible did have its perks. How are we supposed to get in your house now? We can't just supposedly have the dead owner walking through the front door. Don't you have staff? What about cameras? You catch Gray smiling slyly, and your cheeks flush. You're so cute when you worry. I have a cat in the background going meow, but I've already got it covered. There's a secret hidden way in. The house has been in the Morrison family for generations. They put in a smuggling tunnel during the Prohibition. Are you sure that no one knows about it? No one's been down there in decades, trust me. That's our way in. On the outskirts of Gray's property, he leads you to a hidden trap door, and you follow him into the dark tunnel. This is creepier than I expected. Yeah, bootlegging wasn't nearly as glamorous as Hollywood makes it out to be. But hey, when most other winemakers in the area went out of business, my family's the one who managed to stay afloat. The comment is lacking Gray's usual sardonic bite, and he's oddly quiet as you head further into the tunnel. Everything, okay up there? The path's clear. You frown as a heavy door comes into sight. You push it open, dim light pouring in from the room beyond. This is my wine cellar. Well, was my wine cellar. Gray, I need you to stay focused. I know this isn't easy, but we need to keep our heads if we're going to do this without being caught. You don't have to tell me that. We just need to get in, get to the pool, get out. Okay, who are you and what have you done with Gray? But he doesn't even crack a smile at your joke. I just want to get this over with. Pushes past you, leaving worry gnawing at your insides. Why does it feel like there's something he's not telling me? He leads you up to a staircase, stopping at the door. Normally I just poke my head through to see if the coast is clear, but, let me press my ear against the door. You put your ear up to the door, you can barely make out the sound of the footsteps on the other side. There's definitely someone out there. You take another listen, and the footsteps gradually seem to fade away. But I think they're leaving. Just, how many people are we going to have to avoid while we're here, anyway? Only a couple. My parents probably let some of them go when I die. It'll be minimum security at best. You wait a few more moments for the persons to pass before you open the door and creep out into the kitchen. Now this is definitely better than my tiny little kitchen back home. I might actually cook more if I had this space. The pool's in the back. We should at least give the rest of the place a once-over. There might be evidence in here. Gray sighs but doesn't comment as you start to search around, quickly spotting a stack of papers sitting on the countertop. Resident agreement. Your parents are selling the house? You're joking. It's then you notice several open boxes full of stuff sitting in the dining room. I can't just throw away my things. Well, at least it's not your cars and designer shoes. Most of this stuff looks like junk. It's not junk, it's important to me. You walk over to one of the boxes and start digging through it, setting items out on the table. Teddy bear. It is pretty cute. It's from when I was a baby, a gift from Grandma before she passed away. A beer stein. Alexandra gave me that for my birthday one year. She's awful at giving gifts, as you can see, but she's never just given up and bought me a gift card. The fond smile on his lips is the most expressive you've seen him since arriving here. You know, I could steal something for you. What's the point? I'm dead. Not like I'm gonna be able to use or keep any of it. Not necessarily. I've read that if there's a strong enough emotional connection to an item, it can allow a medium to turn the physical into the ethereal. What? That's the first I've ever heard about that. So you could ghostify something of mine so I could actually keep it? I think that's the technical term, yeah. Gray's eye seemed to gravitate towards a pocket watch sitting on the table, and his voice is soft, vulnerable when he speaks. I like that a lot. Diamond choice, got it. The pocket watch, please. You pick up the pocket watch, and a rush of confidence, independence, and a little rebellion washes over you. There are some strong feelings attached to this. It was the first thing I ever bought for myself. I'd have asked for one for years. Why wouldn't your parents get it for you? They just kept getting me expensive wristwatches. They never understood why I wasn't happy with that. They never really understood me. I think I understand. They didn't care what you wanted. They thought it was enough to just buy you something expensive. God forbid they form an actual connection with their son. Gray smiles crookedly. Maybe afterlife therapy isn't so bad if I can get to keep hearing you diss my parents. With the pocket watch in one hand, you reach out to place your others on Gray's, shivering at the sensation as it travels up your arm. Let's see if I can do this. Need some positive affirmations to get you going? Because for one, you're sexy as... You don't need to tell me what I already know. You focus on his energy, the electricity between you. Then suddenly the pocket watch slips out of your hand. What? And lands on the floor. Damn it, I thought I had it. You bend down to retrieve the watch, but Gray beats you there, their hand passing through the top of his. Distracted by the cool softness of his form, it takes you a moment to realize your hand has also passed through the pocket watch. It worked. You did it. We've turned a materialistic thing into a ghost thing. Somehow, some way. Huh, if only the human body didn't go back and forth that way. Gray holds the watch in his hands triumphantly, and your bodies briefly pass through each other as you each stand, making your heart race. Thank you, Iris. I don't know how I could possibly repay you. You can try talking a little less. Wow, okay. But you're already doing so much for me. Your eyes soften at his rare show of genuine sincerity. That's my job as a medium. Well, in that case, why don't you get started on the rest of my wardrobe? You feel your heart swell with happiness as he tucks the pocket watch into his pocket. And here I didn't think I could look any better. I'm just glad I could give you back a part of yourself. Abuela's like, what about my necklace? What the hell? You and Gray share a long look, getting lost in each other's eyes before you force yourself to look away. Better get back to the investigating before security makes another round. Yeah, that. Follow me. He leads you down a hallway, but you stop short as you hear the telltale creak of a door opening ahead of you. I'll be right there. Just gotta grab my keys. Your eyes go wide as you look around wildly for a place to hide. In here, quick! You follow Gray through a door, finding yourself inside a luxurious bedroom. My bedroom. Doubt you'll ever find anything relevant in here, but you might as well look around while we wait. Given all the snooping I'm sure you've done in my place while I'm sleeping, I think it's only fair. Wait for a teasing comment, but it doesn't come. Beautiful painting, drawer of lingerie. I won't judge. Beautiful painting. Alexandra actually painted it. Had it framed, but never found the right spot to hang it. It didn't really fit with the rest of the stuff, you know. Car posters, model, photo shoots, that kind of thing. You don't just have to be one of the type of person, Gray. We all have, well, we all contain multitudes. Not when you've got an image to maintain. He trails off, looking thoughtful, but at the sound of a distant door slamming shut, he straightens up. Alright, she's gone. He moves to leave, but you reach out, your hand passing through his shoulder, making you both jolt. Gray, if something's up... Please, Iris, let's focus on what we came here to do. Gray, you can talk to me. If you're having a hard time, that's totally understandable. Hell, if you want me to do the rest of this myself, I get it. Just don't shut me out. It's just uncomfortable. My death and all these memories. He doesn't meet your eyes as he says it. The sooner we finish up, the sooner we can get out of here, and I'll stop feeling this way. You stop to protest, but something tells you it'll take more than words to get through to him. Of course, I'll follow your lead. Stepping back into the hall, you catch sight of a door at the end of it. You go to open it, only to find it locked. We don't need to bother with that room at storage. He smiles briefly, and given the way he's been acting since you got here, it feels off. If it's just storage, why is it locked? Okay, so not exactly storage. It's my personal office, kind of. I don't know, sentimental, the staff aren't really allowed inside. Actually, no one's allowed inside, which is why I doubt we'll find anything useful. But what if there's something in there that my powers resonate with? We don't know what I could see. It's truth. Not the whole truth, but you won't deny the pull of curiosity to learn more about him. Besides, I wouldn't mind getting to see more of your sentimental side. I guess I don't mind showing you since it's you, but it's your choice. Diamond choice. Ha-ha! Do you have any idea where the key is? I'm not sure we need one. Without further explanation, he takes a deep breath, steps right through the solid wood door. It's never going to get old. You better not be messing with any evidence. You hear the click of the lock, and the door swings open to reveal an office that's messier than the rest of the house. Wow. Like I said, the staff wasn't allowed. It wasn't a bad wow. It was the first room in the house that actually feels lived in. It feels like you. You flash him a grin, relief flooding you as he answers with his trademark smirk. Also, when did he start controlling physical things? Why do I feel like I'm being insulted? It's just like you. It's dramatic and messy. Who, me? Gray makes a show of looking around the room as if he'd find someone else. See? Dramatic. How dare you accuse me of such a thing? I rest my case. Well, you have me and my inner sanctum at your disposal. Anything in particular I should look at? Paul is raising an eyebrow at him. Or anything I should avoid? No skeletons in this particular closet, though I can't think of anything relevant to the case. Well, then I'll just have to let my instincts guide me. We have a pen. Picture. A pop concert poster. Ariel Hernandez. Photos on the wall. You walk over to the wall that's covered with pictures of Gray's family and smile at what you see. This must be Alexandra. She was the cutest baby in the world. Even cuter than me. And that's a hell of a high hop bar. Now, those are pictures I'd like to see. You move along the wall to a picture of Gray, Curtis, and Alexandra. Now, that was a good day. Curtis and I drove my Lotus down the coast to see Alexandra graduate from college. Then the three of us just kept driving till we were on the beach in Mexico, away from it all. You look around the room again, confusion overtaking your curiosity. I don't get why you didn't want me to see this place. I've just never let anyone else in here before. He hesitates for a long moment, as though searching for the right words to say. I'd have never heard of the end of it if my dad had found out. Why would he care? It's your house. This office is where I'm supposed to make something of myself, buckle down, live up to family name. But instead, I've just filled it with ridiculous keepsakes and worthless junk. His dad really made him think sentimentality is some kind of weakness. That's how most guys are raised. Just saying. Gray, you're allowed to be more than your parents' wishes. The stuff in here is what you found important, what made you happy. It's worth holding on to, no matter what your parents might say. The sadness in his smile tugs at you, and you long to fold him in your embrace and hold him. Not like it matters now. Everything in here is going to get tossed, just like the rest of my stuff. Oh, Gray. You step forward and staring into his eyes with an expression you hope conveys the care and gentleness you feel. The vulnerability and openness in his gaze draws you in like you're hypnotized by his very presence. Iris. It's good that a place like this means so much to you. It's human. It's a side of you I wouldn't mind seeing more of. He flashes a wry smile. Who wouldn't want to see more of me? Reluctantly, you break his gaze and turn to look around the room again. I'm just gonna walk around one more time to see if I can feel anything. You let your fingertips graze the spines of the books, the backs of the chairs, the desk, when you suddenly feel an anger flare in your gut. It emanates resentment. What is it? Something in here is a really powerful energy. You sort through the papers until you find the one giving off the hateful aura. It looks like some kind of legal document. Wait, it has Peter's name on it. You skim through the document until you get to the bright red rejection stamp. Well, that certainly goes along with our theory, another reason why Peter might have killed you. He had all the motive in the world. We just need to prove whether he acted on it. To the backyard, then? You look back at Gray to find him still hovering in the hallway, arms crossed. Sorry, Iris. I know I've been kind of a jerk since we got here. Does that mean you're ready to talk about whatever's going on with you? Not really, but at least I owe you an explanation. I'm just not always proud of the person I was in life, and this house is practically a museum of my mistakes. I wasn't exactly eager to show it off to you. There's a fragile quality to his voice that you've never heard before. It makes your heart ache. I didn't want you to look at me differently to see who I really was, who I really am. Gray. That's not all you are. Sure, you may have partied, got around, but those aren't the only things that define you. What else is there then? Or the challenge of his words is a desperation, a need to be something more. You're a wonderful older brother for one, someone who's willing to stand up for their beliefs. You're a pretty great ghost whisperer's accomplice to boot. He's silent for a long moment, then he cracks a smirk, seemingly back to his usual self. Looks like the charm of mine finally won you over. What can I say? You're hard to resist. Still, I always love hearing about how great I am. His gaze softens for a moment as he walks past you, his hand briefly brushing through yours. So thank you. Now, I think we've earned a bit of a break. Weren't you the one who, said we should stay on task? That was before. But if my parents are selling the house, this is the last chance to enjoy all the amenities. I want to take full advantage. And how do you plan to do that? Live vicariously through you, of course. I'm not sure that's the best idea. Worried I'm going to tire you out before we get back to work? It's not my fault I have an earthly body with earthly needs. He raises an eyebrow at you, grinning. I can work with that. Stop flirting. Tell me what exactly you had in mind. I really think it'd be better if I show you. Gray guides you to a set of French doors leading outside. You're about to cross the threshold when you hear an engine rumble up the drive. Iris! You throw yourself under the table, heart racing, and from tingling sensation running through you and up and down your arm, you know Gray is right by your side. What is that? Probably the gardener. Just hold tight. You turn to look at him. Your breath is still coming hard, and you find his face mere inches away. Oh. Gray glances down at your lips, his gaze darkening, the adrenaline coursing through you as you feeling suddenly bold. Sure, we'll lean closer. You wet your rapidly drying lips and lean closer, eyes falling shut. What are you? Oh. As his lips move, your own begin to tingle. It's like a kiss, but also so much more. You feel electric. Oh no, it's gonna go to his ego. Your voice comes out at a low rasp. He instinctively tries to touch your arm, but his hand passes through you, and you gasp at the feeling. Iris. Sudden sound of an engine turning over and the creak of tires and gravel jolt you back to yourself. You stand up. I believe you were going to show me something outside. I've heard fresh air is good for the soul. You follow him through the French doors into the backyard where you find a granite pond filled with colorful fish. These are my koi. He smiles with pride as he points to a silvery fish with bold splotches of gold. That's, a Kirin, one of the rarest varieties of koi in the world. Couldn't be content with your average everyday koi? Go big or go home. It's then you notice a faintly glowing fish dart by, leaving a blue trail in its wake. Is that a ghost koi? Oh no, the fish become ghosts too. Pretty rare to see a ghost animal. I wonder what's keeping it here. Maybe it's waiting for another fish to pass on so they can move on together? That's a sweet thought. I wonder if fish have soulmates. You're the expert on spirits. What do you think? I think if they do, it would be nice for them to pass on to whatever's next together. So we're gonna grab the koi and we're gonna kill it. Seriously, I don't know what to say. My koi are just the start, though. Wait until you meet my horses. You didn't tell me you had horses. I didn't want to come across as too irresistible. I think you mean stereotypical. He starts off across the yard towards a low building tucked against the edge of the property, and you follow. What, we're not going to help the koi? As you step inside the stables, Gray sweeps his hand out dramatically. These are my 3 horses, and their guardian cat, who is the true ruler of this domain. Hey, the kitty. The cat trots right up to Gray, angling as though to rub up against him, but passes through his legs. You crouch and hold out a hand. What should I call you, sweetie? His name's Fiddler, because I found him stuck on the roof during a storm. He's been hanging around ever since. Fiddler on the roof. Cute. You give the cat a gentle scratch before standing and turning towards the stalls where all 3 horses are looking at Gray. Gray, I think they missed you. Of course they did. They know I always give them the best treats. The nearest one, a golden tan creature with wise eyes, whines softly and shakes out its mane. I get it. You're all spoiled rotten, just like your owner. Oh, it's a baby. Can animals sense ghosts? I always talk about that in movies, and books, and TV. Yes, they can. They can, but you have the extra benefit of being visible. I wish I could touch them, brush them, feed them one last time. His eyes light up and he turns to you with a grin. Wait, I can't touch them, but you can. You could do it for me. Like I said earlier, I live vicariously through you. There's a gentle affection in his eyes as he looks between you and the horses, soft and sweet. What about the staff? Won't they come back out here to check on them? It's mid-afternoon, so they've already been fed water. No one will interrupt. Plus, you're living for two now. He flashes you that trademark grin, and it's enough to make your heart flutter. I don't remember agreeing to that. Oh, you did? And are you really going to stand between a dead man and his horses? Spend more time with the horses. Then let me introduce you. When you're dealing with the horses, you gotta approach them with confidence. Grab some carrots, too. That'll help. He indicates a small basket of carrots inside the feed bin, and you grab a few. The sheer size of the animal comes into focus as you take a tentative step towards her. Your horses don't bite, do they? Only on command. Not reassuring. Grace snorts a laugh, which elicits a huff from the horse in front of you. Toffee Cake wouldn't hurt a fly. She and I go way back. She sniffs your palms as you get close enough to offer her a carrot, which she eagerly bites into. I actually learned to ride on Toffee Cake. Oh, she must be a good teacher. We learned together at first, but she outpaced me in no time. You feel comfortable enough to stroke your hand over her fur with a little. She chuffs happily. Was she always this calm? For the most part, though she did buck me off the first time I got on her. There's a pun in there somewhere. I'm sure you did something to deserve it, because she seems like nothing but a sweetheart to me. Well, that's why I insisted on keeping her when I moved out. My parents have a great stable with excellent care for animals, but, you and her had a special bond. You stroke Toffee Cake's mane as she whines in agreement, then moves on to the next stall. Now, who's this handsome fella? Tall, proud stallion eyes you with warily over the tall stall door. He takes a few steps back, chuffing. This is Ranger. Excuse his poor manners. He's an anxious one. You hold a carrot out, flat on your palm. To your surprise, Ranger approaches slowly and quickly plucks the carrot away, eyeing you all the while. That's how I befriended him too. The horse can't say no to a snack. Gray, I didn't realize you were such an animal person. Though I guess it helps when you're not the only one having to take care of them. Chicks dig a guy with a softer side, didn't you know that? Then why am I single? What? You roll your eyes. But honestly, they make for the better company than most people. You won't hear Toffee Cake or Ranger talking my ear off about investment portfolios. Ranger nods his head up and down as though waiting for something. That's him telling you he wants an apple. You pluck a perfectly ripe apple from the basket, hold it out for him. Here you go, buddy. Ranger grabs it eagerly, chomps into the crisp flesh. This time he doesn't back away. I got him right after I moved here. I wanted Alexandra to be able to ride with me. But, he was still pretty standoffish back then. I bet Toffee Cake still appreciated the company. Before Gray can respond, there's a loud bang from the third stall. You turn to see the third horse, barely more than a baby, bucking against the stall door as the little cat runs across it. That's an angry fowl. He angry. Who's the little firecracker over here? That's Moxie. I just got her a few months ago. And she's got Moxie, right? Moxie prances around her stall, tossing her head and whining. She was bred to be a racehorse, but her stubborn streak was a bit too wide. I guess that makes you two kindred spirits. Gray grins and nods to a brush hanging on a hook next to the stall. Wanna give one of them a brush? I mean, we haven't gave the baby any attention. Come on now. Gray crosses his arms as you unlatch Moxie's stall and walk inside. I hope you're up for a challenge. This one can barely sit still. As if to illustrate his point, Moxie trots away from you, flicking her tail playfully. Sure, but have you seen her? How could I not pick this little baby? You hold a carrot out in front of you as Moxie immediately trots back over. Alright, you want to brush in a circular motion. Use gentle pressure. You start brushing the horse's flank, following Gray's instructions. Good, but try it like this. He reaches out as if to correct your motions and catches himself and pulls back. But the motion gives you an idea. I'm your hands, right? Why not try that more literally? Try stepping into me and mirroring my motions. You're sure you're alright with that? You've walked through me before. I don't think this will be much different. He hesitates for a beat before stepping into you, and it is different. The tingling sensation ripples through you, settling into a pleasant hum that fills every part of your body. Wow. Though, as a form is usually cold, you feel strangely warm and strong. Am I possessing you? You raise a hand up in front of your face, and when Gray's hand moves along with it, it's only a tiny delay. Not exactly. It's more like we're just on the same wavelength. Well, whatever it is, it's incredible. Together, you and Gray lift the brush and begin working in circular across Moxie's side. She prances in place, making happy chirp noises. Good girl, Moxie. Don't worry, you'll be running free soon enough. You work your way across the horse's body, letting Gray guide your movements and leaving the coat clean and lustrous. This is so real. More real than anything I've ever felt since. The noise startles you, and you can feel a slight pulse of energy ripple through you as Gray does the same. You look down at a cat winds its way between your legs. Seems like Fiddler doesn't want to be left out. You kneel down and run your fingers along his back. He hops into your lap and licks your chin. Hey, at least buy me dinner first. Can't believe the little guy is getting more action than me. Your chest buzzes with the vibrations of his laugh as the cat starts kneading you and purring loudly. He's not usually so cuddly, you know. I think he likes you. Or he knows you're in here too. You're both quiet for a moment, but it's comfortable, almost intimate silence broken only by Fiddler's purring. Wrap my arms around myself to hug him. Take my own hand to hold his. We'll give a hug. You wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze. The tingle of Gray's form overlapping yours intensifies and you feel him gasp. Oh. Your muscles seem to tense almost on their own volition, and you realize it's Gray, hugging you back. How are you doing, man? No clue. Does it matter? The elation in his voice makes your heart soar, and instead of answering, you just sit there like that for a long moment. With no more warning than that, Fiddler leaps out of your lap and trots away. I think that's our cue to wrap things up here. Gray steps out of your body, reappearing beside you and leaving you feeling oddly empty. What's gonna happen to them now? Will be sold off too? I don't think so. Alexandra knows how much they mean to me. She'll make sure they're looked after. Then maybe I'll get to visit them again sometime. So, they were worth sticking around for. You can't help playfully roll your eyes as Gray's self-satisfied smirk. Maybe living for two isn't so bad. You and Gray step out of the stable and slowly make your way back towards the house. I don't think we can avoid this any longer. We need to go to the pool, Gray. I haven't been avoiding. You fix him with an unimpressed stare. Okay, maybe I've been avoiding, but you're right. No point delaying the inevitable. The moment you approach the pool, Gray goes deathly still, staring at the expanse of water. Are you okay? Oh, me, I'm totally fine. He laughs, but it sounds forced to your ears. Most people never have to relieve their own death, Gray. It's not something I'd expect anyone to be totally comfortable with. A heavy silence stretches between you before Gray heaves a sigh. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but this is the only way to get the evidence we need. Gray, I'll be right by your side. Whatever you have to face here, we'll face it together. That I appreciate it, Iris. Take all the time you need. Gray sits down at the edge of the pool, staring into the water, completely captivated. After a moment, you join him. There are so many holes in my memory. I remember being so worried about the hangover I was going to have. Sometimes this all feels like a dream, like any moment I'll wake up from that terrible hangover, but I'll be alive. Is that what you wish would happen? If you'd asked me a few nights ago, I would have said yes, without hesitation, but now I'm not so sure. You fall silent as you go to put your hands on his. You pass through him and touch the concrete, immediately throwing you into a vision. The world around you is a blur as you stand on the back porch of Gray's house, music and laughter pouring out of you from behind. Your body sways unsteadily, your drink sloshing out of the cup in your hand. You just need some fresh air. And everything jolts, and suddenly you're standing right at the edge of the pool, staring down into the water. You are what's wrong. But that won't be a problem anymore. Feel a surge of confusion, followed by overwhelming fear, but still you try to see past the haze to see who the person is. Everything's so blurry. There's another jolt, and suddenly things snap into place around you. You look back at the shadowy figure, but they aren't standing beside you any longer. The only one you can see is a familiar person on the other side of the pool. I've been looking for you. You're thrown back into the present. Vision still spotty as you turn to Gray with wide eyes. He was here. The night of your death, Peter was right here by the pool. Yeah, but that doesn't make him guilty. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out, ways to support, and whatnot. Without further ado, yeah. Alright. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say the elephant in the room. I was right. The whole tingly feeling, like him making you feel things, the whole 9 yards. I knew it was gonna get a little cheesy and whatnot. Let me know in the comment section below what you feel about this book. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm on the fence, really. It could go either way. I'm hoping that the team does right by it because I dig these things, but you know, I'm just gonna say this. You got it half right. I get it, it's fictional, yada yada yada, but I'm just gonna say this because I like educating those that stay past the video and they're like, hey, maybe he wants to say something. Hey, I like hearing him talk about things. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you actually stayed. Otherwise, I know only like 0.1% of people actually do stay to this point. So yes, objects can have a strong spiritual / emotional connection to someone or something. It's a really cool thing if you actually ever like looked into it and actually did some actual research. A lot of people just watch a tick video and they're like, yo, hey, oh, OMG, I don't claim this evil. Listen, okay, that's not how this works. Anyway, so you cannot make something go into the other realm, right? The fact that, oh, the pocket watch slipped through my hands. Oh, I thought I was, oh, look, it's now a ghost can pick it up. Do you realize how busy mediums would be with making things like that? And just all of a sudden, she just picks up this trick out of nowhere. She's like, well, maybe I can do it. I've never done it, but maybe I can do it. And just does it. Like, it's not even a diamond choice. It's just a kind of, well, no, it was a diamond choice, but it just, it's stupid. Again, I know it's fictional or anything else, but it just, for people who know, it's kind of hard to separate, and it just seems stupid to me. Right? Like, I don't know. That's my only gripe with this chapter. My major overall gripe is something tells me they're gonna get turned somehow, some way, the tingly he can feel / you can feel thing into a bound chicken wow wow moment. And I'm just not really looking forward to that because it's kind of silly. Though I did think about one thing during this chapter. It's kind of cool to come back, or if you could, you know, in real life, if I could, you know, I'm assuming that, my cats will outlive me. We'll see, but they're youngins, right? I've had cats live to 15 plus years old. So, and these little buddies are just, like a year old now. So, um, it'd be kind of cool to come back and see the kitties because I love my kitties. Oh, and also today's World Goth Day, so congrats to goths out there. Let me know if you're one in the comment section below, but otherwise, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.